I'm here at my farm, and I just want to share with you what's going on and show you how beautiful it is. This is my permaculture farm. Mottainai Farm. Mottainai means don't be wasteful, so Mottainai is we use everything. So the whole idea is if you've got seeds, don't throw them away. If you eat a tomato, save the seeds, don't be wasteful. We'll use them here and grow. You can see I've got all sorts of plants growing here. This is a red clover. I got strawberries, lots of nanohana. You know, these beautiful pods. You can eat these pods, you know, when they grow up a little bit more. Here's more, another generation of nanohana coming up. So as one generation is done, I got another generation, another field coming up here. So there's been constant food for the bees this spring, and wait until the red clover starts to come out, which should be coming out. You know, permaculture is not about these monocultures, but actually putting plants together. So you have a tomato here, and you got basil growing around it, right? Sunflower is going to be a support. These sunflowers is going to be what's going to hold the tomato up, right? And you got some mint and other things growing in here. Here's some pineapple sage. Again, the sunflowers are there as support and other things for it, and to provide some shade for the plants. You can hear the wildlife, you know. And the whole idea with Mottainai Farm is pick your own. So you come here and you want some thyme, you pick some thyme, and you want some, you know, mint, you can pick some mint. It's beautiful. Look at this beautiful, healthy mint right here. Or you want some, you know, hyssop. Here's some hyssop. This is like licorice, really tasty. If you love licorice, you're gonna love hyssop. I do this all the time. And why would you want to eat licorice when you can have hyssop? I don't get it. You know, one has genetically modified crap in it. The other one is natural nature, and there's no pesticides or anything. So I come here, and all of this is edible. All these leaves is like spicy daikon and other things you can just eat, you know, for the most part. These are, this is garlic. I got garlic growing up. Here's a cherry tree with a spider in it, protecting my cherries. And I should have cherries. So come out to Mottainai Farm and take a nice little stroll. I've got at least 7 kinds of insects. Check out a worm farm. These are little worm farms. The whole idea is to have incubators for worms. So if I open this up here, maybe some ants, some other little critters in here, right? So here's a, and if I dig in here, look, there's a worm right there. I just saw them going in. So they're making babies, and you know, here's something I want to pull out. Right? What's growing up here? What is this here? Right? Sunflower seeds. Sunflowers or something. And I can grab these and actually stick them in the ground as they grow up here. Right? I can see all these little baby worms. Look at all these little baby worms. So I'm making, there's a worm right there. I'm making worms. I can just throw some food in there for them, grab a leaf, you know, grab some grass, you know, just this guy I don't want. This guy's a weed. Grab him, just throw him in there, you know. So I can open this up and do a little weeding, a little feeding at the same time, you know, for them. Grab some bigger leaves for them, you know, stuff I don't need. Like I don't need this guy up here. I can grab him, just throw him in there, right? And yeah, I got some worm food. And I stick this back on. Put the cover back on. Right? And there, I'm done. So as I go around, I can be weeding. It's a weed, or throw the weeds up there. So the whole idea with permaculture, and I've got one there, so as I'm weeding here, I got one over there. I can actually just open this up and just throw the leftovers in there. So I'm, you know, what I'm doing is creating a habitat for worms that are ultimately going to run out here. This is kind of like their incubator, and they're going to run out. And I'm going to have basically earthworm-infested hugel beds. And a earthworm-infested hugel bed is probably a really good hugel bed, right? So permaculture is all about organic. It's looking at nature and helping nature do its job even better. The idea of worm farms and having bees on your farm. So this to me is stage one. Get some bees, get your hugel beds up and running, get the flowers, get the food that they need, and ultimately from there I hope to expand this and have chickens and have a little bit of livestock out here, and ultimately have something that will feed 20 families and provide 20 families in Fukui, friends, the organic food for them and their kids, and provide a place where school kids can come out and run around and search for strawberries. My sons have fun trying to find the strawberries because they're hidden out here, right? They're not readily seen. So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt for food. Mottainai Farm. The greenhouse I built, everything I built here, this is going to be covered in ivy. This is going to be all covered in ivy one day. So it'll be a cool place to sit down and work and do some stuff. So, really, this is the only kind of startup. If you're into startups, this is really the only kind of startup that you can succeed in unless you have access to capital. And the problem is getting access to capital is so difficult because you have to have access to the funding networks where they exist. One other thing I want to show you here is I'm making fertilizer. So this is fertilizer using an old, this is a futon case. If I can open this up here with one hand, kind of hard. All right. So basically there's a rock sitting on a bunch of weeds, and look at that delicious fertilizer. It's ready to be used. So this is fertilizer that will be used as water on my plants. High nitrogen, high food content, just letting foods, put some plants that are low fiber in a bag, crush them, and I put a cup of urine in there. Like a cup of urine, because that's nitrogen, just a little bit. Always, if you're dealing with creating your own fertilizer, go under than over. It's always, be on the safe side. So I have that brewing in my greenhouse. I have worm tea brewing, which I need to open up my greenhouse. It's going to be getting hot here. That's why I came here early. So, and I built this greenhouse myself. I'm real proud of it, with parts that were going to be thrown away. And here's my worm tea, looking great. Look at that. So it's a little green because it's just alive. You can tell there's water. Now if I shake it up, get the earth there. This is worm tea, and I use it every day. Right? Keep it open, let it breathe, and shake it up. And I basically put 10 seconds of this in with the water. And I tell you, since I've started using worm tea, my plants have just gone crazy. My tomato plants are just shooting up here. These are all need to be. A lot of these need to be planted. All these need to get planted out there. And everything is just shooting up. That's spinach over there. All going to seed. Hopefully I can gather those seeds. And it's just it's been pretty amazing. All these tomato plants need to get out here, and the basils and stuff like that. So. And that I have here. So anyway, my name is Michael Trout. I did this basically with no money, no investors, just using the little money I have, and to bring about the change that we need. And it's beautiful. I've got this park and I have this land here to expand on, and I've cut the grass in the morning. So this is what I call Mottainai Farm. And I don't own this land. I'm actually just borrowing this land. And the farmer, Mr. Okeda, is nice enough to say, hey, believe in my vision and to give me an opportunity to try to actualize it.